Tata Macholo. Modimo motjha rapela wa kgale o rapelwa moholo jere mojari wa ditshito tsa batho. Modimo motjha rapela wa kgale Modimo motjha rapela wa kgale o rapela moholo jere mojari wa ditshito tsa batho. Modimo a tla di maroba a tla di robekiwe ka hore shwella a tla di tshweu tsa rammodupi di tshweu di ruta ho ba masea manyenyane di bokothohana. Bonkgono ba lela matlala ba tla bona kae di tshwenyana di shwele ba tla bona bakeng tsa mabitla metsi a ntsha dikeledi tsa Maria. Tata Macholo.
And that's how we kickstart the show this morning. I even feel so bad that I had to interrupt that performance. I just thought I should give you guys an idea of who he is and why he's here today. He's got quite a lot of instruments. You will get reacquainted with each and every one of them as he plays and takes us through the significance as well as what they are. Remember, these instruments also, I forgot to mention myself, that he made these instruments. And I had a conversation with a colleague this morning who said, oh, he's also coming to a radio show because he's actually trained me back in the day in my community as an artist. So he's really done quite a bit. We are all privileged to be hanging out with him. Good morning, Tate.
Good morning.
I'm well. Thank you for coming back. We did this back in 2022 when we kick-started Out and About.
I remember.
And it was so brief.
Yeah.
And I felt, man, come on now. There has to be something that we can do from that experience.
Exactly.
So I have extended the time today.
Oh, thank you so much.
So that you can take us through each instrument that you brought to the studio today. How many did you bring, if you estimate?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wow, a lot of instruments. And that was quite interesting because you can carry all of them at once.
Yeah, actually as a musician, you have to be movable, or it could be easier to move from one place to another.
Yeah.
If, for instance, you are traveling maybe from one country to another, automatically you have to start to think about the luggage because actually they are going to weigh all these instruments.
Yeah.
So whatever you do, you have to make sure that everything is packaged nicely and easy to carry because you'll be moving from one platform to the other and all that. But depending on the promoters as well, others, they've got that courtesy whereby you don't have to carry, they can just courier everything and then they make life easier for you and then you just, walk through.
But for you, you actually made some of these instruments. Did you make all of them? The ones that you brought today?
Yeah, actually, except one, the Mbira Nyunga Nyunga. Yeah, this one actually, it's from Zimbabwe. But Mbira Nyunga Nyunga, originally it's from Mozambique. It was adapted in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
So basically I had the privilege to go and study ethnomusicology, a diploma in ethnomusicology at the Zimbabwe College of Music. That's where actually I learned about the Mbira.
Yeah.
So there are two kinds of mbiras which I knew from then, but I know across Africa you find different mbiras. Others they call them saza and all that, So they get others they've got almost like 7 keys. Others they've got 22, 12. So it depending on the kind of like the instrument it is.
Okay.
So I fell in love with mbira nyunga nyunga because it was much more simpler. But the mbira zavadzemu, mostly it's used in ceremonies whereby it's like mketo, warona, mochae, wadizangoma and all that. So there are ceremonies called bira, whereby they start with the drum and then later on they come with the mbira and then, the more it gets, the more it gets...
Okay. Did we start with the mbira? Is that what you were playing?
Yeah, it's called mbira nyunga nyunga.
Mbira nyunga nyunga. So you have to say the whole name.
Yeah, because it's like a name and a surname. Because it's like the nyunga nyunga is the surname, the legend, the person who kind of like came with the whole concept of like how can he, so automatically it's like you have to acknowledge like mbera zavazemu, kidi mbera zabadimu, like, so each and every, so that at least when you say, because the white people, they call it thumb piano. So when you say thumb piano, it's like, oh, it's and now there are kind of like other kinds like kalimba, which comes from the nyunga as well. So there are all those kind of like copied kind of like material from the original to the modern. So there's nothing.
Yours is the original.
Is the original. These are the original. Yeah. But I guess in originality, because it depends when you can date it from, when you say it's original, So basically, I think the ancient ones, actually, because this one is nicely tuned, it's kind of like pleasing to the ear. Remember, these instruments are individual instruments. When you are on your own, where you kind of like meditate, where you are happy, where you there are others that are for the ceremonies, others for entertainment, others is just, when you are there, because there were no, like now lately we've got, you find music everywhere, like, So these are kind of like personal. When you are traveling a long journey, you need that kind of accompaniment. And all that. Yeah, so. But, nature it is, because all of us, we copy from nature as well. So it's like it's just a cycle of life, like where one takes from one another and one feed from another.
I love just how rich the knowledge is. We have so much to learn today. I'm gonna take a break, but before I do that, how far can you date your mbera? Because you're saying that original are based on where you can date it. With yours, do you know when it was made?
Well, I'll be.
Where did you pick it up, by the way?
Oh, okay, actually, I was doing... okay. Me as Mabeleng, I have a company called Beles Production and Services, whereby we make instruments, we repair instruments, we kind of like customize instruments. But mostly our main aim is the indigenous instruments, because... The idea is that it becomes very difficult, especially when you are living in the urban areas, whereby you want maybe the mbera, you can't find it, you want likope, you can't find it. So basically what we are trying to do at Beles Production is to kind of like brand these, not brand per se, but to remake them, because actually they are all kind of like, and when you get them, you have to go to, maybe if you want the Ngororombe, you go to Maputo, So it becomes difficult. So much more of our clients are much more just around the urban areas and all that.
Hold that thought. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, I'm sure everyone is, I'm curious, let me speak for myself, that which journey you're going to be taking us on, because that was just a beautiful beginning. We're going to tap into it a little bit as well, just to find out what was that chant about. Let's take a break now. We'll be back.
My name is Neto, Neto Chamani.